Hello, this is Roman. How can I help you?
Hey, Roman, how have you been? It's been a minute since we
Hey,
last
Nino.
spoke.
Yeah, sorry, I hadn't opened up my thing just yet. I just woke up and I'm running to the courthouse right now.
Hell yeah. So, talk to me. How you feeling? Are things getting better? They getting worse? What are your concerns? All that kind of jazz.
Mm, Currently, it's in hiatus until you or whoever gets put into position and
Yep.
legislation starts getting passed again.
Yep.
Uh, I know
Well,
you plan on passing a lot of legislation, most likely to help people instead of be a detriment to the society like Max. So there's a big
yeah,
difference right there. That's going to be a W.
1000%. I mean, one of the things I want to do um, is I want any Los Santos legislation to actually have undersignees, which is the weird thing that it doesn't exist today. It's like so standard. Like, in other words, like who is the author? Who are the undersignees? Who are there's a word for it, like people,
Ghostwriters.
yeah, ghostwriter is one of them, but there's also like, who are the, like, it's another word for supporter. Um, like,
Um,
well, whatever it is.
yeah, I'm trying to think of which way you're referring to it. I get what you're
Sponsors,
saying. Yeah,
sponsors.
sponsors. Okay.
Yeah. Like that shit should be in there. That is valuable. That is transparency. Right?
Yeah.
Like if the lumber union is sponsoring it, it should be out there. You know? I don't want us to end up like the United States of America where like shit gets passed and it's sponsored by like Microsoft or some shit and nobody knows.
To the courthouse if you can, please. Thank you. Um, yeah, no, I understand that entirely. I'm trying to figure out like some political footing right now, or not really political, but what's the word I'm looking for here? I'm looking at some of the things here. I don't know if you've really paid attention to it because you're so busy with your campaigning and whatnot. And thank you for this ride, man.
Yep. I've
Um,
read through all the legislation.
Thank you.
Not like
Oh,
with
oh, oh,
a
oh.
fine tooth
Have a good one.
comb.
Yeah. Well, it's not the legislation that I'm specifically gonna talk about here for a minute. Have you seen? Because you've been caught up in everything. Have you seen who are two people are that are running for judges so far?
No, who?
Okay, so
The way you're
we've got
saying it, you got me like nervous.
we've got Arnold Weiss, who this is a man that literally has not been around in the past 6 months, wanting to be a judge. You
Okay.
know, and then you have what's his name? Arnold McRae, Arthur McRae, McNee, no McNee, I think is what his name is.
That
I
name
don't.
sounds familiar, but I don't know who that is.
Supposedly, he was supposed to be the one doing the case for Siobhan to impeach Murphy,
Okay.
but the guy disappeared and never did anything.
Okay, are
Just
there any
both of them have never
properties?
been on like the docket. They haven't been around. So
Jesus Christ.
so currently, as like a lawyer, I'm looking at it, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna be openly available for the public." I'm like, "Where have you guys been the past 6 months?"
Hmm.
And that's just what I'm like thinking through right now because I'm honestly trying to see if Grace would run because I think she would make a great judge.
Race would be good. I
Uh,
actually look, I'm gonna be honest with you. The rush for judges is interesting when there's barely any lawyers to begin with. You know?
yeah,
Like I think personally, okay. I think some of the stuff that the state is doing is like overcooked
yeah.
and is almost Max like, if I'm gonna be transparent. Like, you know, like power's up for grabs, grab. And the
So
rush to power is so palpable that I'm sort of ignoring it because I know it's idiotic, but like um it's a it's a waste of breath.
yeah.
Instead, I'm like, okay, let me focus on Los Santos. But honestly, what I think needs to be done, and I'm gonna do this like in my administration is get people to want to be lawyers. The more lawyers there are, the more options there are for judges, right?
Yeah, the main, I think, holdback for becoming a lawyer and whatnot is like I'm gonna say it. The pay comparison to most of the city, the pay is shit.
Oh, that's
But
gonna get boosted to the heck.
yeah, but like these two people, I'm like, it feels like a little power grab for them. Some of the lawyers that are around that have been putting in the work, I think, should actually run to be a judge to try and get noticed and see what happens. I personally see it as this. The reason why they're trying to fill two judge positions is because they do not want to do the justices, do not want to do the day-to-day work that a judge has to do. Because typically, like we both know, when everything was still, just judges, not justices, none of them were ever around. They were, here for a court case and then they pissed off for the rest of their time. So I feel like they're trying to fill a little bit of a vacuum on the day-to-day stuff and
I could see that. I think the way to chop it up though, Roman, is like at the end of the day, we got to see how things kind of play out and focus what we have the power in changing, right? And you're not wrong, but from our perspective, it's like we want justice. So to me, it's like that energy means direct focus to getting more lawyers in. Because another way to split it up is, this is Los Santos. There's not going to be a lot of experience when it comes to logistics. Logistics is not something you just magically,
Oh yeah. Also, I don't know if you know this, for the judges, right? It is a public vote, so everybody gets to vote for that. But the one thing I do want to see if you can do when you do get put into power, the one thing I would highly suggest maybe putting back in, but not naming it after yourself, a diversion program for first-time felons.
It's gonna call the Nino Chavez diversion program.
Oh my God. Why you gotta put me through this again?
I'm not putting my name on it. I think that's cringe as fuck.
Yeah, it was cringe as fuck. I know, but it was a good idea. I
personally think anytime someone puts their name on something, it's cringe. Like, I can't do it because I cringe on my own behalf. You know what I mean? Like, I've had like people, like when I've started businesses, they're like, "Oh, put Nino in it," or like Chavez something, and I'm just like cringe. Ugh.
So like the Chavez collection policy.
Yeah, no. I hate putting. It's so. I know how. I know, like, I would never put my name in it. I know how much I cringe when other people put their name on shit. I'm never gonna put my own shit and name in it. Fuck that.
Yeah. No, I got you. Oh, well, something's going crazy. So the diversion program is one thing I would think about would help lawyers, and then the pay thing, I guess, is something that God, that's a the lawyer pay. I don't know if that's like something
there will be a diversion program.
Is this something
is coming back?
Okay.
I got to talk to Angel because she said something a little sussy baka, where I made the point that there's going to be transparency and in terms of what legislation's passing and stuff like that, and she asked me, did I read the legislation? Kind of like I was missing something. I don't know if it was like Angel being like flaunting her power and making a point of it, or what. But I need to re-review that because it almost felt like she was implying like they get final say or something. It was very confusing.
So, are you sure she's not talking about the fact that most legislation is going to be put on the city hall thing so that everybody sees it for transparency?
Maybe
something like that.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe she doesn't realize that before. I don't know how to put this, but we had these plans before they got their shit together.
Yeah, no. I don't think she understands that too, probably, if that's what it is.
I think you're right. I think that's what it is. Is these are the things we wanted to do, and we got the government to do it. So
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think that's what she meant.
I'm trying to think. Let me look at something really quickly to see if there was anything else. I think there was something that was changed. I'll remember it later. I think the main thing was like the Ego Act because we don't really have anything for that right now.
What was the Ego Act before? Remind me.
You remember the Rust Act or nah? So pretty much like you commit 3 separate felonies.
I think that's dumb. I'm not a fan.
You don't like the targeted violence against somebody?
I don't trust the current police department to investigate, let alone be able to articulate whether a party is targeted and not selectively pick when they are targeted and when they're not targeted. So I think something like a Ego Act is valuable when the PD's in a better state.
Okay.
And not to mention there's the other facet of, you know, yeah, that's like a down the line thing.
I got you. Okay. Because that was just something that was protecting the everyday average citizen.
The way I see it is like this, Roman, is like, I don't think the law is bad. I think that the current police department is not in a place to be given that level of latitude, because right now, yeah, it's too, they have to get better at enforcing basic shit before we give them something that's just going to confuse them and be abused.
A quick question. I don't remember this because my head is a little fuzzy. Do you get to select the next chief of police, or is that a... Oh my god, okay. Okay, because I couldn't remember if that was in the new stuff or not, so you get to select that, okay. Very interesting.
That's why I intend to, I hope the federal government, if the federal government, I'm going to put up a stink if the federal government makes us pick a chief off the bat, because that would be just retarded, for lack of a better word. I want to see them, you know, give them a chance, like give them policy and then react to it and then base a chief on that. So, yes, I'll have the power, but by no means am I going to fire from the hip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, so.
I got you. I'll let you go. Being phone guys pretty much right now, but if you need anything, just let me know, and I will let you know if I hear anything else from people that they're kind of looking for, and let you know.
Okay. Hell yeah. All right, brother.
All right.
You take
Have
care.
a good one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.